be me. 31, lesbian activist and sculptor living in Portland. Thought I'd dodged heartbreak by choosing women, until I realized heartbreak can wear lipstick too. I grew up with that proud mantra, love is love. For years, I believed women could be better partners, more empathetic, less entitled, stronger hold than men, until I dated Claire. First interaction, she's built like a willow tree, soft, wild hair, kind eyes. Invites me over for dinner, vegan stew and tarot readings. She tells me she's read self-help since teen years. Gives textbook feminist answers. I feel seen. 2 months in, move in together. Share rent, share plants, share playlists. I remember thinking, this is it. This feels unconditional. Then the cracks. Claire starts criticizing how I work in my studio. Says, I don't show enough gratitude. You're so self-involved, she says one morning, face puffy. I defend myself. Say I helped her file taxes twice. Cooked her dinner when she had flu. She replies, that's what friends do, but real connection is feeling me first. Pause in my chest. Did I ever feel that way? She becomes a mirror of demands, asks for dinners on her schedule, says I'm not romantic enough, compares me to ex-girlfriends, breaks out spreadsheets of my art show dates and tells me I prioritize me over us. I bite tongue, tell myself I'm progressive. My truths matter more than comfort. One evening, I text my best friend, Sam. Tell her I'm exhausted. Sam is straight and married for 6 years. Responds overnight. Maybe men looked flawed, but at least they showed up. Words sit cold in tone. Sam says men might disappear, but rarely devalue you as much as a jealous lover. Claire storms out. Slams door. I collapse in my studio. Look at half-made sculpture. Ask it, why do women gaslight so casually? Days later, she sends a pristine text. Let's talk at 7. I miss us. I show up. She tells me I've been emotionally neglectful. Lists my independent streak as irritation. Ends. A man would have tried, but you just stopped trying. I choke. Because men I dated used to wait outside my studio for hours, to hear me explain my process and still held my hand. I didn't stop trying. She just wrapped control in progressive language. I send an email apology, says, I'll do better, I love you. She replies, we don't need more love, we need emotional labor. Cut to a month later. She's gone, took 60% of shared plants, changed locks, texted only once. I'm happier without your energy. Walk through apartment. Silence suffocates me. I feel empty. Not because she left, because I gave too much to someone who never asked how I was feeling. I start reading old messages with ex-boyfriends. One wrote, I know you're tired. Let me bring tea later. Another, I ran to the 24-hour shop for pain meds for you at 3 a.m. No judgment, only care. Pull up texts with Claire. Scroll to first week. She said, you make me feel understood. Just lines become heavier. I think about love unconditionally, about how men I knew did it without applause, did it with effort that seemed boring but eternal. My feminist friends tell me I'm being nostalgic, say I'm romanticizing patriarchy, reply, maybe I'm just mourning emotional consistency. I tell one friend I wish I wasn't attracted to women anymore. Friend laughs and says, that's harsh, but I get it. I feel guilt, that my sexuality feels like punishment for choosing uninformed love. Go to feminist art show, panels about consent culture and queer theory. Everyone applauds the edge. I think about how edges cut you when you're the one bleeding. Close friends tell me, you deserve softness. Softness with intention, not code for compliance. They say I still believe women are safer. That's why I stayed. I drink wine in my studio, look over sculpted clay busts of women's faces, pat their ears, their shoulders, tell them, they bear the witness I miss. Post short essay. I learned women can love fiercely and fiercely undercut each other. Men made me coffee at 5 a.m. Women shut windows at midnight. Publish it under my handle. Shares climb steady. Comments from other queer women nodding empathic pain. Straight women reply, we see this too. One comment from a man says, it wasn't flaw to stay. It was flaw to give your love as currency. Heart flinches, but I can't delete it. I journal. Men don't ask permission for love. Women auction it. Write subtitle, I traded liberation for emotional weight. I read old love letters. From real men. How they didn't demand me to change. Just stayed. Realize maybe love conditioned isn't love. Maybe women can be more unpredictable because we inherited survival over softness. I never said men aren't flawed. just that they were easier to rely on. Still call it feminist energy, still call it radical autonomy. But now I think maybe I was better off working in structures men built, so at least the machinery ran smoothly. Finish clay mask at midnight, press fingers into the surface. Tell it, I wanted unconditional. I found politics. Turn off the lamp. Silence doesn't teach you how to love again. It teaches you how to mourn your myths. And suddenly, the bravest love felt like a misread map. Still, they don't text back with the same kind of effort, but maybe the ones I avoided did. Overtime. Be me. Week later. Still thinking about that comment. It wasn't floor to stay. It was floor to give your love as currency. It haunts me more than Claire's absence ever did. Sit in quiet cafe. Old women across from me share coffee and soft chuckles. They look at each other like familiar furniture. Wonder if they've outlived conditions or just settled into simpler love. Phone vibrates. DM from a woman I matched with months ago. Never followed up. Message. I saw your essay. It hit me in the stomach. Don't reply. Not because I'm bitter. Just, I don't want to start another exchange rate of affection. Later that night, scroll Reddit, land on r/askmen. Top post, what's something women don't understand about being a man? Top comment, we show love by doing. But if it's not her love language, it doesn't count. Hundreds of upvotes, men sharing stories of being dismissed because their love didn't sound poetic, just looked like effort. Pause. Never thought about it that way. Claire wanted performance, but never saw my function as love. Read another comment. Guy talks about staying with ex when her mom died. Did grocery runs, therapy rides, kept her job afloat. She left him because he wasn't emotionally available. The irony stings. Text Sam again. Ask if her husband ever gets thanked for the small stuff. She says, he doesn't expect thanks, but I give it, because I see him. That line, because I see him, rings like church bells in my chest. In relationships with women, I was always trying to be seen, heard, validated, and when I couldn't keep up, I was labeled selfish. It's weird. I thought being with women would mean balance, but it felt more like an arms race of who could critique more beautifully. Open my notes app. Type. Unconditional love from women comes with terms in fine print. Remember this girl I once dated at 26. Said she'd never date a man again. Too transactional, she said, but I saw how she treated her own girlfriend. Passive-aggressive, withholding, entitled. I defended her back then, now I see it clearer. Go back to old journal entries, see patterns, me giving, me folding, me making space, but never being offered any. One entry reads, today, she said I'm only lovable when I'm centered. Like I'm a yoga class, not a human being. It's not all women, I know that. But the myth of women loving better, it's cracked now. Shattered quietly behind Instagram affirmations. Call my mom. Ask if she ever felt truly accepted in her marriage. She says, your dad wasn't romantic, but he never let me carry groceries alone. Hang up. Sit in silence. Stare at empty hallway. Remember a guy I dated at 19. Used to fix my bike without being asked. I told him it didn't mean anything, because he wasn't emotionally vulnerable. Now I get it. Vulnerability doesn't always cry. Sometimes it builds. Go to art class next day. Professor says artists don't owe feelings to anyone, but they owe honesty to themselves. Sketch a sculpture idea. A figure carrying invisible weight. Title it, He Lifted Quietly. Walk home, past two guys helping elderly man with bags. No cameras, no applause, just reflex. Get home, sit at desk, realize all the softness I wanted in women, men gave me in silence. I'm still a lesbian, but now I carry the weight of knowing female love doesn't always feel safer, just better branded. Still post feminist quotes, still retweet men are the problem memes. But at night, I whisper thanks for the men who stayed quiet and showed up, even when we told them they were never enough.